Hello, good evening. Welcome back to the True City Fan TV. Welcome back again. This is the second stream. As we promised, we're going to run an emergency meeting tonight. And we have to run an emergency meeting, man. We have to. There'll be a few people joining us later. Nathaniel's coming. Luke from the Never in My Lifetime YouTube channel is coming around 10 o'clock. We've got Alfie here. Kels is going to join us. Patrick is going to join us. And Mr. Hamza will also be joining us tonight. I think everyone is just finishing and watching the remaining games. Me and Alfie currently watching the Bayern Munich. So it's 20 minutes to go. So I think
Well, I turned off the Bayern Munich game already. It's tragic. Because I'm Belgian, and in England, people do this thing where they hope all the English teams lose except their own. But in Belgium, like everyone supports the Belgian teams in Europe. It's been a great season for the Belgians.
Yeah, it's surprising how Bayern Munich are playing with 10 men, but they're still attacking. I thought that's not possible. I thought when you've got 10 men, you can't attack anymore.
Speaking of 10 men, Napoli drew against Copenhagen with 10 men yesterday. So we're not the only big team that's shit, but...
Do you know what I mean? Why Bayern Munich is they're 2-0 up, they're down to 10 men, but they're still playing like they're 11 men. They've got 11 men in the pitch. Why? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you know why? Because they've got players who care, a manager who rotates, and a manager who doesn't play the exact same system every game, even if it's been figured out.
Yeah. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But apparently, he needs a right back. He needs a right back. He needs a right back will solve every single problem.
We haven't had a right back. We haven't had a right back in nearly 2 years.
Yeah, but does a right back solve every problem?
But we haven't had a right back in years.
Yeah, that's not the issue. But the question is, does the right back solve any problem? Because the fan base seems to allude every time we lose a football match, oh, we need the right back. We need the right back.
I don't. I think right back was the least of our problems against Bodo Glimt.
That's what honest. I think. It is. You know what I mean? That's but the fan base doesn't want to face the truth. But today, yeah, we're gonna say the truth. As I say, emergency meetings usually like just people speak their own mind. Do you know what I mean? If some people want change of the manager, they'll say it. People want to change of the players, they will say it. But big up everyone in the chat and big up the community. Make sure you subscribe to our Alf's channels as well. Make sure you drop the like in the video, subscribe to the channel, and help us grow. So yeah, right. Our last win. Well,
excluding cups. Yeah. If you just look at Champions League and Premier League, our last win is Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So we ended the 2025 year well. We won the last 2 away games, Palace, Forest, and I think we also won at home against West Ham. But ever since the start of the year, we seems to be struggling in terms of not just the results itself, but the performance has not been the ones that we were used to from, if you look back up until the March up into the month of, was it October? Yeah, October, because we start pretty slow. We start the season with 2 losses. So 1 win, 2 losses. We won against
But even then, though, because you say until October, when we came back at the end of September.
Yeah, I'll touch on that. I'll touch on that, but I'm just kind of recapping a bit. So we went to Wolves away. We got the win on first game of the season at home, and we put a shambolic performance against Spurs. Then we went to Brighton away. We lost, and then Pep Guardiola made a few changes. When we played Arsenal, he went to a bit more defensive and playing the counter, which worked up until the last kick of the game. But yeah, I think ever since then he managed to find a way of playing, which we were all liking it, which is transition play. A couple of yards back, hit them in the counter, and players were looking comfortable. Foden was looking lively. Cherky was with Foden in midfield. They look a solid duo in there. Nunes and O'Reilly was doing the business at full back. Nico Gonzalez he didn't even make us miss Rodri for a period of time. But ever since that Forest game where we didn't play particularly well, however, we got the win. But we start the new year, first New Year's Eve, first game at home of the year. We played Chelsea. We missed a few chances, but the performance wasn't good enough, in my opinion. We're poor. Then we played Brighton, second home game of the year. Another draw, poor performance. We started at Sunderland. We started at Sunderland, didn't we? Yeah, was it Sunderland or Chelsea first?
Sunderland was first, but apparently it's okay to draw at Stadium of Light, and it doesn't mean anything.
Sunderland was first. We got a 0-0 draw, and everyone online was saying, "Oh, there's a tough ground to go. Oh, they're unbeaten at home. It's okay." I said, "Nah, it's not okay because we've already made the same excuse when we lost to Spurs. Oh, we always lose to Spurs. We never really doing well against Spurs. Now it's Sunderland. Oh, it's a tough away ground to go. They're beaten at home. Yada yada yada." And then we drew to Chelsea. Oh, it's not too bad drawing to Chelsea. A draw with Chelsea is not a bad result. Then it's Brighton. Then that's when people start open their eyes. And then the derby came. I was just the worst performance we've ever seen the entire season. But it wasn't. We thought it was the worst performance we've ever seen the entire season, but it wasn't. The last night was probably the worst, to a point where we found ourselves 3-0 down with 72% possession against a team that was sitting 34th in the table at the time we played them. Is pathetic. It's not good enough.
I mean, this is our team. I've seen this statistic a few times. I'm not sure if it's true, but I've seen online that this is their first ever win in the Champions League.
Yeah, we're gonna touch on that. So I think there's quite a mixed reaction from the fan base. And I want to hear your guys' opinion in the chat, but also Alfie. What do you make of the last few games? And what's your opinion regarding the way we are playing, but also and also the way how do you assessing the manager in this time that we're struggling?
I'm gonna start with the derby because I think the derby it's the most emotionally charged one. I might be revealing my age a bit here, but that is the worst derby I have ever seen as a Man City fan. Maybe you could argue 14-15. Was it 14-15 to 4-2? I think it was 14-15. Maybe you could argue that's worse, but I think this was the worst derby I've ever seen as a Man City fan. We could still be playing today. We wouldn't have scored. Man United might have had a 10 by this point. The derby is just for me. If at any other point this season where we have dropped points, you were not convinced that there is a serious problem with Man City, I think the derby was every single problem we have had as a club, and not just this season, but last season, all combined into a single painful game. The Bodo Glimt game was sad to watch, but we had good moments. I can say we could have scored a goal against Bodo Glimt. We did score a goal against Bodo Glimt. That derby, that is one of the most awful football experiences I've ever had as a fan. And I've never turned off a game early. I was this close to just turning off the derby and saying, fuck this. It drove me mad to watch. I can get into the tactics, but let's be honest. If we get into the tactics, some people are going to disagree. Oh, I want to see this thing. If you say, for example, I want inverted forwards, people will say that's not a problem. Maybe I want classical fullbacks. People will say whatever. They'll say whatever they like. I think the fact is there is something wrong tactically. Our players did not suddenly become terrible. Doesn't matter if you agree or disagree with what the problem is. There is a problem. And at Sunderland, we did not create any chances. And I don't want to protect Haaland, by the way. I think he played fine against Sunderland. I think he played very good against Chelsea. I think he should have been better against Brighton. I think he's been awful against Man United and in this game. So I look at the chances, though, we have created for Erling Haaland. I know people don't like XG, but he's only had above 0.41 XG once in the past 8 games. And that was a penalty. That was a penalty against Brighton. Sure, Haaland needs to do better. He's been terrible in the past few games. But at the same time, we're not creating anything for him. We're not trying to fix. We're not having other goal scorers.
To be fair, we did create one. To be fair, we did create for him against Sunderland, and he managed to miss all of them.
We didn't create any good chances for him. So he had a few half chances, but
there was the one from Foden. That's a clear-cut chance. He should score.
You mean the ball that? I'm trying to remember now. Sunderland's game. You mean the ball Foden cuts back?
Yeah.
Yeah, he should score that, but again,
even the one against Brighton.
Against Brighton. Come on, against Brighton, a centre back was cutting him off. He could not shoot that.
No.
He had to shoot the other way, and the goalkeeper said.
And I like Haaland, but a striker of his quality needs to bury that. He shot where the goalkeeper was already leaning towards the right, and he literally shot. He just passed it to the goalkeeper. He had no composure.
That's fair. That's fair, Matthijs. But I don't think that was a very good chance because there was a centre back right there.
They gave the ball away in their own box. So how many more? What do you expect?
He took 30 touches in that box. He should have shot or given the ball to Haaland earlier, because then he would have had a tap in on empty net. Sure, again,
that's not an excuse. That's
no. It's not an excuse. I'm not saying it's an excuse.
You've seen Haaland scoring from way worse angles than that.
No, I agree. That's not an excuse. I'm just saying, as a team, systematically,
you blame the defender and then you blame Cherki.
No, I just said if we look at the systematic chance creation, it's terrible. Does Haaland need to score that? Yes, he needs to do better. But if we're looking at a system as a whole, why is our only chance a ball they gave away in the box, and a ball Chetty should have passed earlier.
Yeah,
That's the only chance we had him. We did not create anything. Haaland needs to score. Haaland needs to score that chance. But why is that the only chance we create for him?
Yeah, well, I think he also had the problem is even against that game against Brighton, his runs were off. He was not making the right runs. Why does he always keep running towards the back post?
Because he can't get the ball anywhere else. If he runs to the near post, he's going to get tripled up on by centre backs.
There was a gap between the defenders where he could have run it to ask for the ball.
That gap is going to close the moment he runs into it, and you know that.
But at the same time, you're making the life out of your wingers even harder, because if you keep running toward the back post, you expect that ball to go past 4 or 5 players before it reaches to you.
Yeah, but you at least have a chance of reaching that ball yourself. This is a problem. Again, yeah, sure, Haaland needs to do this, but that's better. Haaland is the only one in the box. He can't make the right decision every time. And sure, Haaland needs to stop running at the back post. Maybe you can find one instance where the run to the back post isn't justified, and then we can say, sure, this is bad. The fact is, he's running to the back post, because if he runs to the front post, everything closes down. The wingers aren't going into the box. The wingers aren't making themselves a goal threat. The midfielders aren't scratching the box. If Haaland does not run to the
post, if he runs toward the near post, wouldn't that create more space to the other players to run at the back post?
Yes, but they don't. So why would you run to the near post?
Well, because the near post he would have more chance of scoring, because
he wouldn't. He'd have 3 centre backs around him, and he would.
You know that our wingers cannot cross for shit. Doku's cross cannot even beat the first man. He knows it. He's been.
I know that. I agree with you.
Right there, he's been playing with Doku for 3 years, so he knows, that Doku's cross never goes to the back post. So why does he persistent to running in the back post when he knows his players?
No, I agree with you. Doku is never going to get that ball to him, and yet if he runs to that near post,
because again, at the beginning of the season, in the beginning of the season, it was I think it was Jack Gorgon or that Simon fella. That he posted, Doku and Haaland have been working on unspoken code to maximize.
Do you mind if I share my screen, by the way?
That's a lot of bollocks. Where is the unspoken code now? Because them two play like they don't know each other.
But, yeah, I mean they don't know each other. Let's be honest.
Elliot, my man Elliot, how are we? You good?
Yes, man. How are we, lads?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, good. Yeah. I had a bit of your chat then. To be fair, what I would say is, should these players not be doing both? Should they not be running back post and front post? Because you see it with Aguero, where Aguero scored goals from the front post and also the back post.
Aguero had Sterling, who would run to the far post if he's on the near post, and Sterling, who would run to the near post if he's on the far post.
What I said to you about Sterling is not many people. And
so
Mateo vouch for this as well, innit? A lot of people.
Do you think with Semenyo now, do you think he's going to be making the runs in the near post, Alfie?
No, because Pep's not. If Pep puts him to the far post, then
so
yes.
It's not the players then.
No, but I didn't say it's the players.
Well, you just say Aguero had Sterling and Sane. But Semenyo...
People used to call Sterling clumsy, by the way, just to get that straight out there.
Yeah, but being clumsy has nothing to do with being good. Haaland is clumsy, but he's a great goal scorer.
Not sure. I think Sterling were a pretty clumsy player in the aspects of the chances that he missed, and also when he had the ball at his feet, he didn't always look the most comfortable. I mean, when you watch people like Sané or like Mahrez, or you look at Olise,
sorry to interrupt here. Would you say Sterling was better than Sané?
Overall, yes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what they look like, does it?
No, but that's my point. My point is Sterling was pretty clumsy. But what I'm going to say to you is, with the thing with Sterling was he knew how to be in the right place at the right time, as well as his crosses. And I hear your point, but Sterling's also gone front post and back post a lot of time. I mean, the Gundogan goal when we won the league, he went back post when Gundogan headed it in. Where I think that was 2-1. 2-1 at that point. So yeah, I hear your point in it, but I do think it needs to be. I spoke to Matisse about this loads of times. To be fair, for some reason there seems to be some sort of thing where people can't say anything about Haaland.
No, but I don't understand your point. You're agreeing with me that Sterling would go to one of either post, and my point is Erling Haaland is the only one in the box who's making any runs.
Let's just get this.
Had that support.
Well, one thing I will say to you is let's just get this straight. We never replaced Sterling.
I agree.
I never ever replaced Sterling.
I said when Sterling left, he was our best average winger, but people didn't rate him for some reason.
No, I get your point. I get your point in it, and I'm like maybe it's just me in it. Obviously, at this minute in time, with obviously what's going on, but for me, I don't think Sterling wasn't as great as what people thought he was on the ball. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he was absolutely shit, but I don't think he was as bad as what people made out.
But at least Sterling, when the games get tough, at least he runs at players trying to win a penalty. Do you know what I mean? Make some put a decent cross in the box. At least Sterling, even when he was not having a good game, whether he was diving or not, yeah, he would still win as a penalty. Do you know what I mean? But now I've got players on the wing, yeah, that literally are playing like they've been electrocuted.
I guess my point would be, though, I agree that Haaland has had bad games. I don't think every game with Haaland doesn't score is a bad game, by the way. I think he's played fine against Chelsea. I don't think he was that bad against Brighton.
Do you not think he's lazy now? Do you not think he's lazy?
No, I think he's literally just got no idea what to do, because no matter what run he makes, he doesn't get the ball. No matter what run he makes, his teammates don't get the ball. And I agree, Haaland has been poor in the last few games. But I feel like it's unfair to blame him when he's the only one actually pulling his weight in this team.
David, what do you reckon of our form? In the Premier League, we're currently four games without a win. In the Champions League, it looks like we're going to be playing playoffs again. But apparently, people are telling me online
every beat Galatasaray.
It's night and day this season compared to last season. But we're now playing. We're going to be playing playoff again, which it was the same as last season, and we have 4 games without win in the Premier League. So how is that different to last season? We're not scoring goals. We're not winning football matches. At least last season we were even scoring goals. This season, can't even hit the target. But
I'm just going to say.
What do you reckon, Elliot? Like, what do you make of it? What's the narrative online? Like, because at the end of the day, it's been quite divided. Some people they want a new manager now. Other people just want to wait until the end of the season, get a new manager in. Back in at the end of the season, give Pep a proper send off. Where you at, man? Do you want to change it now, or do you still you just expecting better players?
I mean, I don't really want Pep out in it, but I mean, it's getting to the point now where questions have got to be asked. He's now spent 500 mil. I know Spartacus is in the chat, but he speaks to Spartacus privately in it because he keeps telling me that Victor, St. Reddy and Echeverri and all these people. But my question to him would be, so why is John Stones now 4 years down the line and we're having the same conversation enough every January where he's not fit, he can't play back-to-back games, say with Nathan Ake. And as for the Rico Lewis shout and people like that, I said Rico Lewis wasn't good enough in the summer. And you're aware of this, Matisse, I got laughed at when I suggested keeping the likes of Echeverri, offer you something a lot more different. especially with us losing especially with us losing people like Alvarez, who offered us a lot more than what people actually realise.
Yeah.
But what I would say is, I think a lot of players need to take a lot of responsibility for the way that they're going about stuff at the minute.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm not a big fan. And I said this. I think I said it a few times. To be fair, since you earlier on, says I'm not a big fan of this like throwing like their arms like around like as though you know what I mean, like as though it's not them who's
Body
on the pitch.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah. It's not good, man. It's not good at all.
Even at home, where we all standing there, sing your names out and whatnot, and you just look like you're not asked.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem as well. Is like, for me, there's too many players so inconsistent. So I know Alf obviously spoke about Haaland a little bit there, but for me, this thing with Haaland's been going on longer than what people have realised. I mean, I can't remember when I said it to you, Mateus, privately, but this thing with Haaland for me seems to be going since I'll go back to the last international break. I think since the last international, I think he's been very, very poor. Very poor, and I mean, like Foden. I don't know what happened.
He came back here in our international. I think we played West Ham. He scored 2. He scored against Palace, and I think his last goal was Brighton, the penalty.
But what I'm going to say to you, though, Mateus, is Aguero got like criticised an awful lot, even like Jesus to a certain extent, for like being like quite lazy, like sort of like bad attitude at times. Yeah. But I feel like with Haaland, for some reason, people seem to not want to mention this. I don't want him coming out. I don't want him coming out. I don't want him coming out and doing statements, though. I don't want him coming out and doing statements. I want Haaland to do his talking on the pitch. He's on $500,000. He's on $500,000 a week, and throwing his arms around and then coming out and saying, "Oh, this needs to be better. This needs to be done." I don't want that, man. I want to show actions on the pitch. We had this last season as well. This is another thing which concerns me a lot. The players seem to be all very, very good in the public eye, in the public media, coming out and saying the right things, but they're never backing it up.
Yeah.
This has got to change. This has got to change. And I don't know what you do. I don't know what you do about it. But if you're Pep, man, it needs to change.
John Stones, because John Stones came out. You remember in the Club World Cup, he would say, "I'm looking forward for this season. I'm excited. I'm feeling fresh. I'm feeling fit. I want to retire this football club." Then he had 2 starters, and we never to be seen.
No.
But also,
his last game was Aston Villa away.
Yes.
I think it's just also lazy to keep blaming the players, because I'm going to talk about all the players in general here. Almost none of them are being played to their strengths. They're being forced to play in a way that, quite frankly, is not the way they are used to playing or even best at playing.
Yeah.
When you are a player and you are consistently forced to play in a way that you know is not the best way for you to play, you're going to feel deflated to begin with. And that's not an excuse. They should try harder. But if you keep losing games, the manager doesn't change, he keeps forcing you and you get told that you're just not good at, then you have to start thinking, what the fuck am I doing on this pitch?
Yeah, but do you not, Alf, I'll ask you a question, right? Do you think that Haaland sets a good example to the younger players on the pitch? And I'm not a big fan of these younger players, by the way, at the minute in time. Do you think he sets the right example? Even though I know Haaland's still young. He's only, what is he, 25, 26? Whatever he is. But do you think he sets, do you think he sets the right example to these younger players who are coming through the club when he's on what he's on, money-wise, and he's throwing his arms that wrap around?
He doesn't, but neither does Rodri. It's easy to set the right example.
I agree.
It's easy to set the right example when you're winning games and everything's going well. How many players are actually like that when everything's going wrong? You know how much of a man-child De Bruyne is? You probably don't, because you can't speak Dutch. Oh my god, his Dutch interviews make me want to fucking hurt myself. That guy is an actual man-child. For Belgium, for the national team, man-child. These top players are like that. There's a reason they got to that level. It's because they want to win, and when they don't win, they get angry with themselves, with everyone around them. They get angry.
No, I hear that. I do hear that, but I think it's a little bit different, if I'm honest, De Bruyne doing it when he's won what he's done to what... I know Haaland's won what he's won, but what I'm going to say is Haaland's only still pretty young and he's on the wages what he's on.
I'm sorry. Kevin De Bruyne, before he'd ever won a major trophy, he'd played half a season at Genk, came out in the presser and said, if you don't want to win, leave the club. Yeah, never won a fucking trophy in his career at that point. He was with players that won the league title.
I'm only going off what you were like for us, man. I say fair enough for the people. I'm not going off of what I'm not going to go off what Haaland were like for Dortmund or what he were like for Salzburg. I'm going off of what Haaland's like for us.
No, but these players don't change in that way. They might grow.
Maybe that's where there needs to be a little bit of conversation then, innit, for me. And obviously Pep needs to obviously drill it into him, or somebody at the club needs to drill it into him and say you need to change your body language because, like Mateus is saying, he's spot on. There's people in them stands who pay hard earned money. They take the time out of the basically what they do is they sacrifice their own lives by going to work and paying what they pay for season ticket or tickets in general, away tickets. Sometimes you can go away and it might cost you more going away to an away game than what it will do if you went on holiday for a week. People pay hard earned money. And for them to just throw their arms around like it's nothing, I don't buy that. And as much as you think on De Bruyne already did his talking, he's backing up talking on the pitch.
Can I just say why is the fan base? Why are fans get more stick to the players? Because even the match going fans, every time we lose a game, there were people leaving early. I was like, hold on a minute. Talk about the players. They're the ones getting paid. We're not getting paid. We actually spend our money. Oh, the fans are leaving early. Oh, that's a disgrace. Back your team until the 90th minute. But they can't even hit the target. What's that to back?
I mean, I'm never going to criticize a fan for how they support unless they send death threats or shit like that. But I mean, I'm going in circles now. I'm aware of this. I might be repeating myself, but just to say it again, when things go wrong, this is how big players act. You want the big players, well, this is the attitude they have. You think David Silva wouldn't act like this if he had been through the same? In fact, David Silva, I remember in, was it 2015 in the Derby, when he was taken off? He wasn't happy about it.
We are currently sitting 11th in the table. Yeah, we could either we could face Barcelona. Would you take Would you think we can beat Barcelona with 2 legs?
Second Mateus.
Bayern Munich.
Really?
Do you think we can take on Barcelona over 2 legs?
I thought you'd win some of that one, innit, mate? I thought you'd ignore that one.
Man.
He spoke too early, innit?
Like there is some tough teams in here, man. All right.
But Mateus, if we're 11th, doesn't it mean we play one of the 22nd or 21st?
Do we?
Yeah, I think that's how it works. If you're 11th, you play one of...
We finished 23rd last season, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
Madrid finished... I believe Madrid finished 9th. Can you see the table of last season? Can you check?
But this thing is not working. On sir. I'll try to.
You know about this Barcelona, even if it is Barcelona, Mateus, yeah. Why are you asking a question which you already know the answer to? Because if you're not confident for Wolves at the weekend, then you're not going to be confident for Barcelona, innit?
I am confident for Wolves.
You're not confident for Wolves. Stop lying. Stop lying.
I am. I'm back in the players.
Stop lying. I don't think you're the only one, bro. I'll be honest. I don't think you're the only one that's not confident for Wolves.
Well, at least I'll be there. Just standing there, drink me a Asahi, chilling for 90 minutes, and it is what it is. At least it's 3 o'clock kickoff. We'll be done. We'll be done by 5 o'clock. Then got the rest of the day for ourselves. Hit the pub, have a few pints, and
you might need to hit the pub beforehand at this rate. Jesus, man.
Oh no, like no, it's jarring, man. I can't lie.
The thing is, like, let's get this straight. Right? Let's actually just say it as it is, though, right? At this minute in time, with the players who we have, we should not be on a run which we are on. I think we can all agree to that and admit that.
No, we can't.
Yes.
We should have been doing better. We've got.
Yeah.
Our squad is not too bad.
What I'm going to say is, you know, like, you spoke about it before, like Mercedes, about Bernardo, innit? But, like, you have to, like, the performance, like, yesterday, you said, to, like, even me and you were speaking this morning, weren't it? And when you said about, well, I talked to you and I said, the thing is, at this minute in time with how things are going, Bernardo Silva, whether you like him or rate him, walked straight back into this team on Saturday. Which I'm not saying is right, by the way. I ain't saying that's right, but what I'm saying is that's the way that it is at the minute. And like players, all of, like Mamouche comes back, walks straight back into the team. Nori comes in, walks straight back into the team. We never would have had this back in the day with like people like Mahrez when he come back, and when you had like people come back from injury, so people like Sané, Sterling, like they always had to wait for the places. Bernardo.
We used to bench KDB and Gundo for bad.
Gundo, yeah.
But now,
but do you think these players fix anything by starting? If Pep does not change the system,
I think they give it a better chance, Alf. I think they give it a better chance.
I really don't think they do.
I do. I think Mamouche playing at this minute in time will offer you more than what Haaland offers you.
What will Marmouche do when he's surrounded by two centre backs? The right wingers are not crossing at all.
I don't think he's going to do much, to be fair.
Yeah,
you know, I do. I think
with the way we're playing, the way we're playing, I don't, bro. If it's just one player struggling, one or two, you could understand and say, right, okay, they might just going through a bad patch, but it's the entire team. Like they don't make a difference at all.
Would you play right wing at the weekend, Matthias?
Right wing, Macedo and Semenyo as a left wing.
Hey, listen, man,
isn't Scott fit to play?
It's Wolves at home. If Macedo cannot even get sniff against Wolves at home, because to be fair, yeah, I'm gonna say this, and people will call me crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be the back line on Saturday. O'Reilly, left back. Ake in the centre back with Gehi, and Rico Lewis at right back. I'm telling you, Rico Lewis, Gehi, Ake, O'Reilly.
Does anyone want to go to the game at the weekend? Does anyone want a ticket or based on that lineup?
I've said it, yeah. These, I look at, yeah, for me, I told you this earlier, yeah, because every time the lineup drops, I'm already on my way. I've already set off, so because I tend to leave my house early, go for a few pints before now, and every time the lineup drops, I'm on my way already. I'm halfway to the stadium, and I'm like, I can't even turn back here anymore.
Are you delaying it this weekend, Matthias? Is that what you're saying?
If I see Rico,
are you going to delay? Are you going to delay it?
If I see Rico Lewis,
oh, you man. Fucking hell, man.
I'm gonna get the tram home.
Oh, fucking hell, man. Well, hopefully Nunes is meant to be fit in it.
He's potentially fit, which means he'll be on the bench and he won't come off it.
I don't think he'll be fit for Wolves. I think.
Well,
but should we really be desperate for him against Wolves? Like again, we have these players available, and it's not like Nunez played every game until Man United, and we were equally shit. So I don't think it makes a difference. I really don't think it's just plug this player in there, plug that player in there, and voila, solved. I just
could
think
could you not play Kushinov at right back, Matthias?
I would, yeah.
So why you put Rico Lewis there then, or you just winding me up in it?
Not me. The manager's going to do it.
He can't play Rico Lewis again.
It's like you don't know your own manager.
No, based on the last two performances, man, he can't do it. He cannot play him after the last two performances.
Bro, he will do it, man. He will do it. Like, see, this is last season, yeah. So we finished 22nd, actually. Yeah, it was 22nd. And we faced Real Madrid, which will finish 11th. We're currently 11th right now. Where's the fucking 22nd then? If we finish 11th, probably play PSV or Monaco or any of them teams. But that is if
we didn't even beat Monaco a few weeks back. So,
but that is if we win, because if we like imagine if we draw to Galatasaray at home, yeah.
If we win, we are guaranteed to be in the top 8 because of matchups. Because some of the clubs above us play against each other.
Are they? Oh. But also Barcelona or even Sporting.
Oh yeah, I think PSG and
good point on
yeah,
I think
Barcelona and Sporting are ahead of us.
Is it PSG? Who is it next? Who is it next Champions League? Is it in week? Is it Newcastle PSG?
So have a look. Yeah, PSG Newcastle.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, I mean, the draw.
Yeah. It's PSG Newcastle. Chelsea they playing Napoli away. Tottenham. What the fuck are they playing? Frankfurt. Liverpool. Karabakh. Liverpool's gonna win it.
Liverpool are through all anyway.
Them four they're gonna win the remaining games.
So what's your thoughts on Bayern anyway, man? I thought the company were dusted, innit? What's going on, man?
He's your manager, isn't it?
No, I'm just asking what's happening, innit?
Let's trust Pep. Do you not trust Pep anymore?
I not trust him. Well, if you're telling me he's playing Rico Lewis, then
Barcelona got Copenhagen, so they probably beat them. Sporting got Atletico Club. They're gonna win. It's away. This is gonna be a tough match, but bro, we can't even win our games. Never mind, bloody. We can't even win Bodo Glimt. And where are they?
We can't even draw Glimt.
That's the only win. That's the only win.
Mateus, that's a great comment. What one of the geezers just put in the chat. I think it's the most recent one. About City don't look like they'll win the league. I don't know if it's actually a legit fan, if it's just someone actually.
City don't look like they will win the league, and to be honest, I see Pep stepping down end of the season. Yeah, same.
Being rumours on that, innit? Being rumours on that, apparently. So
yeah. I think Pep is too much of a narcissist. I genuinely think.
I'm not sure, Ralph. I think he looks finished, man. I'd agree with you back in the day, innit? But I think he looks.
No. Because I agree, he looks finished, but he looks like a narcissist. He's a narcissist. Let's be honest. He has a massive ego. If he does not win a trophy, he's going to say, "Okay, I need to stay until I win a trophy," even if there is no logical reason to think he will. Because that's how narcissists act when their ego is offended. If he wins a cup double or something like that, or he scams a Champions League, he's going to say, "I'm done. Bye."
Can I throw a plot twist in it though? What I know what you're saying, but can I throw a plot twist in that? What if Pep's already told people that he's leaving into the season?
I mean, sure, then he'll leave, but that's a what if.
Yeah, usually it's just a question.
But do you think if he's doing like a Klopp thing, yeah? What if the players just decide, right, I'm not bothered to perform, I'm not sure that they're paid and whatnot?
Isn't that what the players did with Klopp as well?
Because at the end of the day, if we start just fighting for top 4 and just become like last season again, that doesn't look good on Pep.
I think
it doesn't look good on him.
I think players at the end of the day want to win trophies. At least I hope so.
because let me tell you one thing, yeah. If the news comes out and say that Pep is leaving and the players don't bother turning up, that stadium is going to be empty every single weekend. half empty, not empty, like fully empty, but because the fan base is not going to go through another top 4 race thing. We've done
Maybe
that
they'll drop the prices for the tickets and they'll fill back up.
they won't drop the prices this season because they opened the North Stand now. They need the dough. I think they've frozen the ticket price on for a season. Do you know what I mean? Listen, people would just.
When does that North Stand extension open?
This season, back end of this season, I think. Back end of this season.
So like May, April.
Think a bit before.
April. It will be April. It depends how many. Who's the last? We've got Aston Villa home. Is it the last game of the season? What have we got before Villa?
Okay.
Or we've got before Villa. I think there will be a friendly match in between. We probably play like Oldham or Bolton, something like that.
Friendly match. Are you all right, bro? Do you know where we'll be? Where we might be at league and in cover competition. We might be going for the quad by then, man. To get the EDS out in it, that's what it'll be. It'll be EDS game.
So we did that. Remember when we first opened the South Stand? You play. Can't remember who it was, but yeah. But we need. Listen, that's just a different conversation. I think with it when they open that stand in full with the hotel, they will have to put the ticket prices up. But if we are fighting for top 4, I'm telling you now that people will not turn up, and I don't blame them.
People are already not turning up now.
Well, they still turning up now, but the past 2 home games, they just, especially in the league, they're all clocking out with the 74th minute. What was Brighton? I think of Brighton, like, as soon as Brighton scored, 10 minutes after, everyone just.
People started getting off. People started getting off in the lobby as well.
Brighton scored in the 60th minute.
Yeah, even Chelsea as well. And Chelsea was, brother, that the game against Chelsea was freezing cold, man. And we were just standing there. I was like, there was quite a lot of people who just had enough of it. Do you know what I mean? And but yeah, listen, we can't be in another top 4 battle. These players, they have to make sure they go out there and start winning football matches. Do you know what I mean? I don't think we're good enough to win the league, but I don't think Arsenal is that good either. They're fucking shit. But we just...
The league's shit, Mateus. Yeah, the league's shit, man.
I swear to God, yeah, if that was Liverpool, yeah, if this was Liverpool would have... Because Arsenal hasn't won since... They drew to Liverpool, then they drew to Villa. Not Villa.
Forest.
Yeah. If that was Liverpool, yeah, and they saw us dropping points, they would have rinsed that league already. Do you know what I mean? There'd be like 12 points off top.
I suppose that's the lucky thing with it being Arsenal. They aren't a team that's... I mean, they're a bad team, let's be honest.
They've got United on the weekend.
Yeah, but is United going to do shit against them?
Yeah, but it don't matter if we don't do our job anyway, though, innit?
Let's be honest.
Does it?
Let's be honest. United was not good against us. We were just shit.
No, I think they were. They were good, to be fair.
What did United do against us that they have not attempted and failed to do over the past 20 Premier League games?
Well, what if they were playing the same? How come the manager and the star boy came out and said, "Oh, we didn't have time to prepare. We didn't know what they were going to do"?
Because it's an excuse.
Right, okay.
PR. And by the way, I expect the manager to do PR. That's just part of the job. That's what you're paid to do. Mostly to win games, but also to do PR. But
Because
I just don't take it at face
you know,
value what they say.
you know the last, in the league, the last two results in the league, i.e. Chelsea and Brighton. Yeah, if you look at it, the very next hour, if it's after the final whistle, either the very next hour, the next day, there was a PR about Semenyo. Then it's Gahey. So if we don't win against Wolves, how are they going to spin it?
He ain't gonna
Yes,
spin it for two, bro. You can't spin that, man.
Maltese.
Well, you
we
can't
get the
spin it though,
same
can you?
thing.
How can you spin? How can you spin that if you lose to factually at this minute in time one of the worst teams, if not the worst team that the Premier League's ever seen?
Well, they,
Anderson is coming.
And they're
Anderson
unbeaten.
is
They're
coming.
unbeaten. And they're unbeaten in 5, innit? Which I said to you earlier on, innit, Mercedes, on the phone.
Now they will say we are on the race to buy a right back. That Jack Gorgon will find a story from his archives to spin that if we don't beat Wolves.
Well, according to were we not the
get
same?
the same
Were
thing.
we not the same person that was saying that Pep were going after on the parade?
He was, yeah. It was 3 weeks before. Yeah, he posted that Pep is leaving at the end of the season. Fast forward 3 weeks, Pep announced he's staying for 2 more years. Let's just come back. Big up on Mars. Simple question: is he getting the most out of our squad? Nah, I don't think he is. Prophet, do you think
No.
he's getting the most out of our squad, Pep?
Absolutely not. We know it. They know it. He knows it. We know that they know that he knows he's not getting the best out of the squad. It is plain to see. The beauty about what is happening, if you can call it that, is the lies and the excuses are getting worse. So you know that people are actually seeing things. Plain as day. We don't have elite players, but we need 17, a squad of 18, 19, 20 elite players to beat Bodo Glimt. I don't even know where in the world is Bodo Glimt. Can somebody name a player or the manager for Bodo Glimt? We got beaten by a team in pre-season. I didn't know that they were in pre-season. Their league starts March.
So
and we are going to see.
Someone said their captain worked part-time at Audi.
There you go.
I can name 3 of those players, actually. Thank you.
It is outrageous. Look at the squad. They may not be the magical names of old, but certainly we can get a tune out of the players by just playing to their strengths. So how do we know it works? Because he has done it before and we have seen the results. When he plays a particular way, there are less things you need to trouble. Okay, we're missing chances, but we are creating. What's that?
That's not how he wants to play. That's the problem. He wants
If
to
he
play in
doesn't
a
want to
particular way.
Then he has to leave. It is simple. If you want to play in a particular way and you do not have the players, that means you're resisting reality. You're trying to swim upstream against the river. It doesn't make any sense. And then you're the one who said, is it that he got fooled by his own greatness that he can convert every single player into what he wants? Is that what is happening here? I made Delph right, whatever back he was. I made Delph a fullback. I made Zinchenko a fullback. I can turn this man into that. I can turn a goalkeeper into a CDM. Is it that's what's happening? He has gotten caught up in his own hype that he can do any and everything, ignoring what the players have been doing. Nunes has been a central midfielder for years upon years upon years. And he's going to come and tell us that he isn't intelligent enough to play in midfield.
Can I?
Nunes is not a sideways or a backwards player, so it's madness.
But we went out there and paid 55 million for Reinders. Do you think Reinders is better than Echeverri in midfield?
Absolutely not. Reinders is listen to me, man. The only reason why we were fawning or some persons were fawning over Reinders is his age, because
do you think Rico Lewis is better than Echeverri, bro?
On Earth 3. He's better on Earth 3, but not Earth 1. Rico Lewis is nowhere near Echeverri. Not in talent, not in skills, not in physicality, not in tenacity, nothing.
Right. We've seen. Sorry to cut you off here, but we've seen he brought Echeverri on in the cup final,
15,
and
20 minutes.
He made an instant impact. We were there, Elliot. We were there in the stand, right? And we were all happy. that we got a player there because we saw him on under 21's World Cup.
Yeah,
he was
Argentina.
He was one of the best players there. He came very happy. He showed promise in the cup, an FA Cup final,
Club World Cup as well.
Club World Cup.
Scored a banging free kick. Got injured that same game.
He got injured, but now the season started. We just decided, right? Okay, we don't want you. We're just going to
binned off.
Why?
Like Matthias, the funny thing is, right, and I just want to say something after this as well, once I say this as well, if you don't mind, but what I will say is people laughed at me when I mentioned about Chivera, and they didn't understand where I was coming from. To be fair, man, what you're saying is spot on. The way he fights for the ball, the way when he gets the ball, how he's on the ball. If people don't get that and they don't see what he can bring to the team, then sorry, man, but yeah, no words.
How many Argentinian players we've had throughout the last 20 years? We all know they work hard.
Yeah. Fight for the ball. Fight for the ball. Alvarez. Alvarez. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is crazy. Look at the FA Cup final. Echeverry was here from February. Echeverry got no minutes. He came in for around 10 minutes or thereabouts. He did everything. Didn't lose the ball. He's making the right passes. He's cracking the box. Not everybody's hyping Reinders over. He's a box crasher. He was doing everything that was asked of him. He can turn up on the wing. He can come through midfield. And what the gaffer did after the FA Cup, he pointed out the chances that Echeverry didn't take. I am thinking, but hold on. If you had given him some minutes of some sort prior to the FA Cup, the man would have buried those chances because would have some kind of feel for the game because you have actually gotten matches.
At the same time, last night he came out on the press conference and he said, "I haven't got my wingers, Doku and Savio." Hold on a minute. You've just put a young lad in the FA Cup when he performed really well, and we haven't seen that young lad anymore. Listen, the bench.
But why is he not travel, Matthias? Why not take him?
He's too young to travel.
Before anyone goes in it, because I'm going to let other people speak. I just want to touch on this tweet I've just seen, right? What's just come up, and I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not going to call people out like that. But someone's just put something regarding obviously our position at the minute, and it says something along the lines of top 8 is in our hands, regardless of the other results.
And I'll share the screen. Just send it.
Regardless of the other results, a big win, 4-5-0 ish should get us there. Where are we scoring 4-5 goals at this minute in time?
We just did it versus Exeter, but I hear your point.
Yeah, Galatasaray has been different. Takes it though, innit?
Yeah.
Big up back to man. How are we? You good?
I'm good. How's everyone doing?
We just here, man. We chilling. We just here, surviving.
Surviving, man. Surviving. Tough result yesterday, but I'm not sure if you guys watched it in the company of others, but I recommend if you got questions on how your team's performing, watch it solo. That's all I'm gonna say. Watch it solo.
Yeah. What do you make of yesterday? What do you make of like the overall our form this year?
See, having the year conversations really. I think there might be an echo. Having the year conversation is difficult for me, to be honest with you, because when we start and you want to start with the beginning of the season, you want to go midway. You got players out, you got players in. You have the opponents to take in consideration. Like we judge. Do we judge us before Donnarumma? Do we judge us post Donnarumma? Do we now judge us with the additions that we have in the January transfer window? You know what I mean? So I think our form's been all over the place, as erratic as it's been. We were not too long ago. Before we were closing out the year, we were 2 points off Arsenal. So it's one of those where it's been all over the place. Pep and these players, when we talk about the bulk of these players, Pep is trying to create some winners. Like, we've got new players to the club, and they're not the winners of the past. I'm sorry. I'm going to talk to everybody out there. I'm not one to roll my eyes, but figuratively, I roll my eyes when anyone says we're not seeing players of the past. Like, that is such an unrealistic viewpoint with regards to these players, because before the players that we had gave us the winnings that they had to get there. They had to develop. They had to take their poor results. They had to take their lumps before they were able to be as dominant as they are. So I think Pep is trying to see who can do what is asked of him. Does he get things wrong? He got things wrong when he was in his pump. And if people believe that he's not going to get things wrong now, I don't know where that perspective is.
Is he still trying with Rico Lewis, even though we all?
I think he's trying with everybody. Mateus, I think he's trying with everybody.
We've seen Rico Lewis not being good enough last season.
No one was good enough last season.
Well,
when we really think about it, the form club wise, I think it's hard to even hold anybody to like you had a good season last year. Rico Lewis, we know he's playing out of position. We know that. Was he able to put in a shift out of that
last night,
to
be fair of it, we didn't last night though, did he? He played in midfield last night.
He did play last, but he wasn't the only one that looked poor last night either, though.
Like
no,
to
isolate Rico Lewis
I'm not disputing.
No,
it,
you know what I mean?
We're not saying that, but he played in his natural position, and he was the same performance as if he was playing right back.
Here's the story with Rico Lewis. Here's the story that I'm seeing with Rico Lewis, right? Came on the scene, looked good, played a couple of games in midfield, looked good, and then boom. I don't know if it's the Newcastle Carabao Cup game and the Southampton or whoever it was Carabao Cup game. He got whacked and bullied in midfield. I think so much that Pep ended up calling the team the Happy Flowers team. Yeah? Ever since that time, he has never looked the same. He's lightweight. Let us tell the truth. He's there for homegrown quota. There is nothing, unless barring some miraculous transformation. Rico Lewis is not going to make it here. Whether in midfield, fullback, forward, as a goalkeeper, the best we can hope for him at this point is to play a missing link, because he is not going to improve on what we see. We just have to call a spade as a spade at this moment. It happens. It's no slight against Rico Lewis. Other players have come, right? I remember there was a Samuel Edozie. He looked good, got injured at the wrong time. Didn't happen again. Liam Delap looking good, got injured at a bad time. It didn't happen again. It's just one of those things. So I think we should just give up the ghost on Rico Lewis. It's been what? This is his third season. We haven't seen anything different. Let us just forget about Rico Lewis. If he does anything, if he does anything, we'd be grateful for it. But to be looking or expecting for him to move forward from where he is, it's not going to happen at City. We just have to.
Do you think Rico Lewis can make into this Man City team in the long term?
No, I think for where we want to get to, I don't think he makes it at City. I don't think he's done as a player. I don't think that what we're seeing, we won't see an improved Rico Lewis. I wouldn't say that. I mean, Prophet's entitled to say what he's seeing at this young man's age. He's not going to get any better. I happen to disagree, but I don't think he's of the quality that we would need for what we want to pursue doing. That's where I'm at with Rico. I don't think there's any lot.
I don't think he's good enough, is it?
Yeah, for the quality of that position, if he's trying to play midfield, he's not going to be at that level good enough for us. So
he's not creative. He's good at running behind, but he's not really creative player, is it?
He's not really creative. He does link play very well, I think, in terms of pockets that he occupies, and him again the learnings from the academy. You can see it. It's in him. It's instinctful the way he plays off. But I don't think he will be of that stature. I don't think he will be of that strength or speed to really be of quality in that role. But I also want to say that's also not a problem. Like, I think he got his contract in the event that there's going to be suitors out there to have him go, and for us to, obviously, on the business side of things, make it work. Rico's not the only one from a homegrown standpoint. I think a large part why John Stones didn't move on and should have moved on is a combination of, what he's done for us in the past, maybe his wages as well, but also he satisfies certain balances that we need in terms of our quotas, our players. I want to say this.
Do you think that's right? Because our main problem last season was player not being available.
Yeah.
And then we decided to go into this season with two centre half as a backup who's haven't been available throughout the last four seasons. Do you
Great
think that
point.
was a smart move?
Great point, Matthias.
I think it was a calculated risk, and because of the risk is I'm very different. I'm very different in terms of my level of patience. And some think, okay, his patience is delusional. He has no standards. He has no expectations. No, I want the same for my club that I've previously seen. But at the same time, will I be like, I'll look to see that 4 years where some want to see it in 2. I think that's kind of like where some of the differences with some of the conversations. But John, not being able to get John Stones, get Ake out, get the dead wood out as quickly as we would all hope, the club is trying to do it. It wasn't a mistake to hold on to them. It's a mistake now when we have Gavardiol and we have Diaz who've been injured, not available. But even from a club standpoint, and where I'm also like, they're not wasting any time. The club didn't wait until the summer to get Guehi. They did it now. The club realized everybody complaining, our wingers are crap, they're terrible, where's their GA, where's their output? They didn't waste any time. They went out and got the second or third best goal scorer in the league. So the club isn't doing it as quickly as we want, but the quote unquote we're lax about it, we don't care about winning again. I don't see that of this club at all.
I hear you. Go on, Eddie.
No, I agree with what Vita said, to be fair, and I'm happy that the club have moved like that. But what I would say, Vita, is there's always, whenever I've said things to people, or no matter who it is, they always come to me and go, well, you can't get rid of Stones, you can't get rid of Ake. That's fine. I'm not saying you can get rid of them players. If you can't get rid of them, you can't get rid of them. But for me, Vita, this is where I'm at with it, and I don't know what your thoughts are, but for me, you don't register one of them players. Whether it's Stones or Nathan Ake, you say, right, one of you are going to play in the Cup, whether it's Champions League or FA Cup, the other one's going to play in the Premier League, but we cannot afford to register both of you as our team, because we knew exactly what was going to happen. The fact of it happening at the same time with them both getting injured, like Ake looks like he basically needs a new knee replacement, which, I mean, that's not ideal for anyone. Don't get me wrong, do you know what I mean? And fair play to Ake because he's still putting himself out there. But what I will say is, Vita, is when you get rid of young players, and then Pep come out the other week, and I don't know whether Pep's got told this or I don't know. I'm not sure what the correct way is on this, but when he said about Vitesse at Girona, and he said Girona need Vitesse. Yeah. Well, do we not need Vitesse at this point before we got Guehi?
Yeah, we do.
So why did we not recall him back then?
Well,
we
again,
still need Vitesse.
The internals I could never answer. I don't think any of us could really answer, because I think there are some politics in terms of what we're doing with our brother sister clubs. You know what I mean? Gironas aren't in a good position in terms of their stability within the league. To pull that player is probably something that plays a part. What does pulling Victor help us? You're on mute, Matthias. If you're talking.
Sorry. Also, go on. I'll let you.
I was gonna say, does pulling him help us with our title race or calm us from not falling off further, versus pulling him from them and they're probably most likely in relegation?
Well, what I say of it to that is, and I again I hear what you're saying, but what I would say to that is, you recall someone back from Watford who clearly got loaned out to Watford, which is in the EFL Championship, instead of recalling a lad who went to La Liga and starting week in, week out, and he's nominated, I believe he's nominated as one of the best defenders this month in the league.
But so, I also think that the club, the reason why they went for Semenyo and Guehi, I think the club is trying to be prepared for any eventuality, because there were rumours that Ake wants to go into the World Cup squad. For that to happen, he needs to play. So if Ake goes, at least is a homegrown player, you've got Guehi to cover that quota. If Oscar Bob goes this January, at least you've got Semenyo to cover that. So I think that's why the club look at them two players rather than Victor Reis, which is an option.
That's a possibility as well, yeah.
And they were there is a lot of uncertainty in Ake's situation and Oscar Bob. So if them two happen to leave on deadline day, at least we've got them, Semenyo and Guehi, to cover that.
And Mateus, this is why I like when we're able to actually have the conversation. I mean, obviously, there's moments where people are on their mission to troll and trigger, and I get all that. But when we actually have a second and like, let's look at how the club might have looked at it, as opposed to we do the whole emotional thing. The manager and the board are arrogant. Like when we do the whole, we get in our feelings and we have that conversation, we're not going to get anywhere. But if we try to say what might be the factual or footballing decisions on why they did what they did, we eventually get somewhere. The season, I can't go so far to say that it is poor. Is even right now, I can't say that it's poor because we're in all competitions. The reason why I put up that comment early in the show is like, the next 4 games really determine the season, because we're playing in the Prem against a team which you often don't like to quote, but it's versus Spurs, one of the bogey teams. If we're able to play them away, we're playing the second leg, and we're playing in the Champions League, and not too far, I think we're also playing in the FA. So I could have got that mixed up. But we have a lot of games that will determine the season. I can't say that it's poor yet. It's been inconsistent 100%. But for what we were last year, that's poor to me. That's a disaster season. That is like, oh, there is no hope, no possibility that we're even going to do anything. And even as poor as we were last season, we were in the FA final. So I want to see how Pep adjusts with regards to how these players are or aren't able to do his instructions. I want to see, what do you tweak? Pep? What are you going to change? And how are you going to implement, obviously, the new January signings, and what roles are we going to have moving forward? The way he had to drop Haaland, obviously taking off Foden in the derby, that's alarm bells. That's a kick in the butt for every player, because when we
clearly not there after. Sorry, mate, but clearly not after last night. I agree with you. I'd agree with you with what you said.
Yeah, but sometimes you need to get a butt whooping twice. Sometimes your parent giving you a spanking, it doesn't register the first time. Oh, I gotta teach you. I gotta give you a message again. How they played in the derby was unacceptable. How they just played again in the UCL, I don't get it either. So what is happening in that locker room? What is happening amongst the players? When we think of captains, when we think of leadership, when we think of them trying to get the glory that they all want, we know that these players don't just want to collect the check. They want the glory. They want to be told by their fans that they're the best in the world. They're not playing like that right now, and I want to see how they change. So
we're going back to last season a bit, though, aren't we, Vita? We're going back to last season a lot, aren't we?
In what way?
Well, in the fact that we've only won 2 games in 8, and I think what was it, Miss Hez? We've not won a league game in 4, is it? Is that what you were saying earlier on?
Yeah, we haven't won a league game.
So we haven't won a league game in
26.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say here is if we don't win again on, I know we might not, we might win, whatever, if buts and maybes. But if we don't win again on Saturday, that then all of a sudden then puts massive pressure on the fact if Villa pick up result, Liverpool have now won again tonight, they'll probably be on a bit of an eye for the weekend. If they get another result, all of a sudden then you're going to find yourself in a situation where you're going to be 4th, 5th. Yeah. When 2 weeks ago we were saying how well we were playing. I mean, you go back to last week, was it against Newcastle? When we went to Newcastle and played unbelievable, and then all of a sudden we've gone back to this. I mean, it's very, very inconsistent. Even you've got to admit that, no?
No, I would admit. I would admit that 100%. Like the change from how we perform, or if we just want to look at the result, or we want to look at the occasion, going to Newcastle and getting that result was okay. Yeah, all right, guys, kick on, let's go. And it
but
so
we didn't
get
happen. On from it, and that is, I think, the problem. We get these results and we don't get on from them. We had that last season as well. We beat Newcastle, actually, 3-0. Then we lost the next game, or we drew it. I can't remember. But again, we don't get off from these results. And when an entire team is bad, I look at the manager and ask why. When you can have one good result, but you can't build on it, I'm wondering, what is this manager doing? Because I'm being honest, I don't think it's fair to say the players aren't playing well when they're set up to fail, in my opinion. I made a whole thread about this on Twitter about
after what game are you referencing, though? Sorry, after what game? Because we've had a few games where we created way more chances to have put the game to bed and our players didn't have their shooting boots. I can't go and say that we weren't, like, yes, we weren't playing well from a goal scoring standpoint, but not to put on the manager for how we weren't scoring goals.
I'm talking about just 2026. Let's just talk about 2026 for now.
Okay.
To make it easy. Against Sunderland, we did not create clean-cut chances. We created a chance here and there, a half chance. We did not create clean-cut chances. I do not think we deserved more than a draw in that game. A great team will scam more than a draw at some point, but I think we've already done that this season.
We're not a great team.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm saying a great team will scam a result they don't deserve. But I think we got the result we deserved there. Then the next game against Chelsea. Honestly, I think we were lucky to escape with a draw. We only made one good chance. We scored that chance. And Chelsea was all over us for half the game. Most of the chances we create, there are a lot of chances, but they're low-quality chances.
No, in the second half against Chelsea, we were poor.
I agree.
We did okay.
Okay, but this
I said it the other way around, didn't I? But I agree.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I have a difficult time because everybody's determination of what's a good quality chance, what's a low grade chance, what like
XG. There's this like XG and XGOT issues, and I know people don't like those statistics.
I hate when I watch the game. I hate XG. Because we all watch games and see the player and the ball in a dangerous situation, and we're all gasping, and it means nothing on XG because no one took a shot or no one released the pass. But go ahead, I'll let you finish.
I'll get back to XG later, but I think we got progressively worse. I think we started against Sunderland. It wasn't good. We should have played better, but it wasn't terrible. Against Chelsea, I don't think we created a lot of high-quality chances. We got chances, but not high-quality chances. Okay, we could have seen that game out. Maybe unlucky even to get to draw, but at the same time, I think Chelsea was all over us, and we again got what we deserved. Then we go to the next game, Brighton. I think that was just a sad game to watch because it was like ping pong with a team that's been terrible. Then we go to the very next game. I can't remember what. I think it was the FA Cup game first, but then we go play Man United. It gets progressively worse. Sunderland, not terrible, but not good enough. Chelsea, okay, first half, pathetic second half. Brighton, ping pong with a terrible team, or poor team, should I say, that's not terrible.
Okay, but in the Chelsea game, did we not lose our two defenders in the Chelsea game? When did we lose our two defenders?
Does it matter? I'm
does
sorry.
It matter?
No.
Are we being
does
serious?
It matter? Does it matter when the problem is we don't score goals?
Because when we beat Chelsea 3-1 last season at home, our backline was Akanji and Kusanov. We didn't have our centre halves.
No. Okay. So because of the players that we had last season, the backline we had last season, the result that we had, that should translate to, regardless of what backline we have this season, we should be having the same result. Yeah, Chelsea's not the same team they were last year.
We started the game with our strongest back four, and that second half was abysmal. And adding to that, it was a Chelsea team that had no manager. They just sacked their manager the night before.
Yeah. Okay.
And also had players
well, by the way. Go into a little bit of detail. By the way.
Because sorry, both of you were talking. I didn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, what I was going to say as well, just like Miss Hurst's point there, is another very, 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 very concerning thing is we come up against Chelsea's under-21s coach, and he changed his tactics in the second half. If I remember right, I think he went with Santos in midfield as like a double pivot with one of the wing backs pushing into midfield, and to be fair, like she says, I think we got a bit out-coached, to be fair, in that game in the second half.
And they went after us, in my opinion. Again, I only watched the game a second time. When Gvardiol came off, they went after us. They attacked us I probably with agree. Very little burden. So that's why I brought up losing the defenders in terms of trying to put some things into context. Right. But I hear you guys. We should have. We should have won.
Even against Sunderland, which we had our back four in there,
Yeah.
we were struggling to defend.
Mate, can I just go again on another thing as well? United,
I mean? So
Carrick's first game.
Every manager, every PE teacher, yeah, or every under 21, that every new manager we face, Pep Guardiola struggling to deal with them.
I can't answer that.
Do you know what I mean, bro? You can't. That Brighton coach, he was
every club moving forward should fire their manager and bring a new manager because they're guaranteed to win because Pep's going to see a new manager.
Tottenham's going to do that.
So listen, the manager bounce theory, I have no idea. Obviously, we had to experience that versus United. And again, everybody in the comments, the ones that Mateus is bringing up with regards to being a happy clapper. Listen, I can be however you want to describe me. I don't quit. I don't retreat. Let me just deal with the chat because they like to do their thing. I don't quit. If you see that as being delusional, if you see that however you want to frame it, I don't wave the white flag at this point in the season. That's never been me. And I wouldn't have been one of the fans that would have turned off the TV in the 93-20. I wouldn't have been one of those fans walking out the stands. That wouldn't have been me. I know that would have been some of you in the comments because you guys are quick to quit.
Elliot, to be fair.
Say what?
That would be Elliot. He needs to.
It wouldn't be me. Don't you even do that, man.
He needs to go and watch.
Don't you even do that, man. I didn't even walk down them steps at the swamp. I didn't walk down them steps at the weekend at the swamp until 94 minutes. Till 94 minutes, I didn't even walk down them steps at Old Trafford after that shambolic performance. So more fool me in it.
Elliot, as soon as he hit 75th minute, Elliot is already messaging me. I think I'm going home now.
Yeah. Nice.
And again, I can't help myself because even at the same time, when a couple seasons ago, obviously trying to win the title versus Liverpool, Aston Villa, that was stress again. Being down 2-0, and we needed Sterling to spark off that comeback. Like, it's just one of those. I'm not ready to quit. I'm not ready to give up on the season. I'm not ready to say that this manager, when we've seen glimpse of it, yes, it has not been as consistent as we would all like.
Why do you think he changed? Why do you think he changed his approach?
I think fundamentally he has an approach towards football that he wants to continue to execute. Now, he obviously finds tweaks within that philosophy because we haven't really been the same club every year with how we've pursued any of these titles, right? Going through false nine, the box, all that, right?
Last night, 72% possession to us, 3-0 down.
Okay, but hold on. Let me ask you this.
To be fair.
No, Mateus, let me ask you this. Let me be real. I'm trying to understand where you're getting this. Are you looking at the amount of possession we had as of being 3-0 down till the final minute?
No,
is that how you're looking at the 70% of possession?
Game, brother.
No, but the entire game we could have had 80% before they even scored a goal. Like it may have twinkled down. I'm just asking this. I'm asking this, and I'm not in. Listen, hear me out. When you say, just hear me out. When you say 72% 3-0 down, my point is, what did we do after being 3-0 down? Did that percentage change or what? What I want to see.
It changed.
Okay, so it increased.
I think it did when we scored the goal. No, it had gone down because we were down to 10 men afterwards.
Okay, we were down to 10 men. That's another reason why I wasn't losing my mind as much as I would have before losing Rodri. Before losing Rodri, I was like, "What are we doing, guys? We're having all this possession, and they're actually dictating play more than we are. When we have actions
with 10 men than we did with 11 men. As soon as Marmoush came on, that's the only time we start looking like scoring goal.
Yeah, I agree. I watched. So I'm not even gonna say me. When I look at us having possession, especially in the final third, and what I'm accustomed to is we suffocating teams. We make their life a living hell in their final third. But right now, we're not making anything threatening in that possession. We're not making the defense. We're not making the defense have to answer any type of questions when we have it. It's a little too. Say again.
The opposition goalkeeper not making any saves.
That's what I'm saying. So this is where I'm like, philosophy wise, I'd rather us have the ball than them, but I'd like us to be very demanding on what we're trying to do in possession. And sometimes
I don't get the point here. There's different ways to play football. Maybe the heavy possession football doesn't work with this crop of players. Because when we were winning games, we had lower possession than ever. We had the lowest possession of any Man City team under Pep, and we won 3 games in a row, 3-0.
Yes, but as he figures out this defense, I can understand him not wanting to give the opposition. Let me make my point. I can understand him wanting to not give the opposition more possession against a defense that we all think is leaky, that we all think isn't good enough. So I'm going to give the opposition more opportunities to score when I already don't trust my defense. This is why I'm just giving a different side of things. I think that we need to fix up 100%. But in terms of, should we just give the opposition the ball so that we can have opportunities to counter? It doesn't quite work that way.
But do you not think
trying to score a goal and trying to be direct is not the same as giving away the ball. You're trying to create high-value chances in a very quick moment. And if it goes out for throw-in or a goal kick, that any set piece gives you time to get back into shape. Losing the ball so predictable as well. To losing it in open play.
We are so predictable as well, Alf. Just to your point, we're so predictable because if you see us passing sideways and backwards, that is not hurting the opposition one little bit.
Yeah. Is it because we're moving?
Not one little bit. They know exactly how to defend against it. They know if they get through 20 minutes, we've got through 20 minutes here. No, they're just passing sideways and backwards. They're not really going forward with any purpose. As soon as we start sending it on Veta, that's when the opposition. You look at the Arsenal game away, off on all the ball.
Elliot, I agree with you, but what my point is I don't really get what Veta's point is. Because
I can explain myself better then.
Yeah. But I guess I've got one question for you.
Yeah.
And this is the important question. Do you think that the defense is the biggest problem at Man City right now, and not the fact that we've only scored 2 goals, excluding cup games, because we played with inverted forwards as opposed to wide wingers and toes? Do you not think that we've only scored 2 goals in like 5 games? Do you not think that's more worrying?
The fact that we're not scoring goals, yeah, that's worrying, but we have been creating enough chances, in my opinion. I don't do before you want to do the XG and all that kind of stuff, I don't do that. I've watched the games and I think we've created enough opportunities, barring the last 2 games. Because before people get overly critical, barring the last 2 games, which have been incredibly poor, I think we've been creating enough opportunities to outscore the opposition. What I'm seeing in terms of trying to get a fix, in my humble opinion, I think our midfield and our defense is my biggest concern.
Yeah, I need to bring on Hamza on this. Yeah, do you know when you mentioned the defense? Yeah, back to and Hamza. Do you think Pep has been a bit naive in terms of his approach, because he's lost 2 of his main centre halves in Vardio and Kusanov, and then a week later he lost his right back. Do you think, and he's lost his holding midfielder who was doing the job in there, but Rodri came back? Do you not think that having 2 inexperienced centre halves in the back line, and plus a right back who's not been playing that many games, and Rodri just came back from a long-term injury, would you not go with a more secure midfield, i.e. having another defensive-minded midfielder to play alongside Rodri to protect the inexperienced back 4? That is just.
Are you talking of this last game, or you?
The last games. Yeah, the last, not the season, but the last 2 games, because he, against Newcastle in the cup, he played Nick O'Reilly as a holding midfielder, and he played well. Yeah. In that game.
Very well.
Yeah. So, do you not think he was a bit naive in terms of, right, Roger just come back. He just come back to the team. He needs a bit of time to settle in, and I can't ask Rodri to do the whole defensive work by himself. So what I can do is I'm going to put Nick O'Reilly next to Rodri to support Rodri, but also help with that inexperienced back line when it comes down to the defending, rather than having two inexperienced.
All right, but as you ask that, then you have to change the back four. So what's your back four then?
Well, you've got Aït-Nouri who just came back.
So you put Aït-Nouri at left back.
Aït-Nouri. Then you've got the young Max and Ake. And obviously Nunes was not there.
Yeah.
Then you play Rico Lewis, or even bring in the young Mafuni in there.
What are you doing with Kusanov?
Oh, sorry, Kusanov in there. So you've got Kusanov right back. Then you've got Max Elneny and Ake. And then you've got your Aït-Nouri there. You've got your back line, but I'm going to add an extra protection alongside Rodri to help you guys in Nick O'Reilly.
So we got Nick O'Reilly.
Because I'm going to allow quickly just to add on something. You see, I think those three things are issue before the season started, and now what's happened. Now what's happened is tactically, he's playing the same thing of what Cruyff used to play, this high line, and used to be caught on the counter his last season, get pressed, bang. And I don't understand why, especially what Matthias is right. You've got two inexperienced centre-backs. In a Man United game, he plays no left-back. His first choice left-back is in the bench. Second choice left-back is in the bench. He plays Ake, who's a centre-back, as a left-back. Doku gets, what's his name? He gets a finger yellow card. What's his name? Who's like a yellow card with 10 minutes. We don't have a winger, a left-back who can overlap and cause chaos towards Dalot's side. So what happens? Doku, every time he has two men to beat. I look at Pep, high line with inexperienced centre-back. That's suicidal. Not bringing experienced midfielders to help. What do you do in football if three players are inexperienced? Rico Lewis is inexperienced. Two centre-backs are inexperienced together. They've never played together. And then a centre-back who's supposed to be playing centre-back is being moved left-back. And then you play one midfielder, central midfield as a loan, and then you play six up front. That's madness. Like, literally madness. Like, and he keeps doing the same mistake. This is why this is not an only mistake. We were 5-1 up against Fulham. We were lucky not to have conceded 5-5. People don't see that. That I consider that as loss. Leeds 2-0, 2-2.
But Professor, when
Man City are capitulating. Now we've got weaker players. We even capitulate more. Because if you look at these players, Max Elneny is inexperienced. How can you let Max Elneny, and in Old Trafford, in a derby, play a high line against Man United, who've got Amad Diallo, Bruno Fernandes, and what's his name, as an attack. Bro, there's a way. Even approach Mateus. I said it. This is the first time Haaland are offering stinkers, bench him. Put all midfield, boss the game. In against Man United. You've got nothing to lose.
Yeah, but as you mentioned, the Manchester United
is playing the same issues. The worst enemy for Pep is himself.
Professor,
for Pep.
Your back four.
But I have to agree with Mateus. I have to listen to Elliot what he said and Alf. The biggest issue. But the reason why I'm coming for him this season, Mateus, the reason why this is the first time I've gone against Pep this season, I said he has to die on his own sword. He wanted this squad. He didn't want a right back. He chose Akanji to go on loan and keep the two most injury-prone centre-back of our squad in the last 4 or 5 years as a backup. When you looked at the website of Man City and I looked at that, I thought, that's a joke. How can I have Vardio and Ruben Dias to be the only centre-backs I have when Ake and Stones unreliable? Stones in the last 10 years has played 170 Premier League games. 170 Premier League games. In the Premier for 10 years. He's only 250 a week. We went as a season accepting that to be our backup. We weren't there accepting Kovacic, who's injury prone, as a backup. It's gonna haunt Pep. Pep, that's why he's gone to the transfer window. He's made an error. He's realized. People are surprised like Ruben Diaz getting injured and Vardy gets injured. Every centre back gets injured. Clubs have injury. Are you expecting Vardy, who played 38 games or 60 games last season, to play the same amount of games this season? No.
Exactly.
I'm
No, but the
sorry.
expectation isn't for him to play all the same games.
Look at the hierarchy. Imagine me, I'm a YouTuber, and you guys we're in YouTube discussing that. But there's people who are being paid 20 million a year. 20 million a year. Not making that decision. I'm going to El Hawa. I wish I was there for.
All right, Professor. This is the one thing where, I mean, when he does rejoin the show at a future time, he said this is the first time that he's going after
He gone?
Pep. Yeah, he had to go.
Yeah,
He's
gone.
going to
He's
another
gone.
show. Professor said this is the first time that he's going after Pep, and that Pep's decision
Did he
for
cut
the
off?
player.
Did he disappear?
Yeah,
He's going
no.
to another show, I believe.
Yeah, he had to go to another show.
Okay.
You want to say something?
No, go ahead.
Oh, so as
Bro,
he
this
was,
guy, something is wrong with this guy, fam. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you what I observed over the past, since the end of November to now. It's like City find a system, Pep find a system that was working and winning. Then all of a sudden, bro, when he did this thing, when he was telling everybody going for Christmas, and when they're coming back, he gonna weigh everybody, and he's so strict. All of a sudden, after the New Year's, everything turned. So I'm here wondering, these guys know something in the dressing room that we don't know? Because this is not, oh, they have a bad game and, you know, they're trying to win the next one. Okay, bro, this is 8 games without a win. Our 8 games and 1 win. This don't make no sense, fam. So now I'm here thinking a lot of stuff going through my head, and I'm like, into context, since New Year's, fam, these guys probably know something we don't know. So is Pep leaving? But that's one aspect. The other aspect is losing to part-time ice shovelers, bro. This don't make no sense. No, it's not. This is not about, bro. Playing Bodo is not about tactics, bro. Bodo season been finished since November. Norwegian League closed the final game in November. These guys haven't played football in almost 2 months.
Yes, they have. They played
So how is it
friendlies
that
and
these
they
guys
played
going through
tournaments in
snowstorm
Portugal.
can't even train?
Norwegian teams played
World-class
tournaments in
superstars
Portugal.
who
And
getting paid millions of dollars, and this ain't about tactics, fam. This like you playing a 5th-tier FA Cup game or Carabao Cup game.
this
fam.
is
It's
not
just
the
quality. You
same.
put the players out there
Bodo
in the
Glimt is
position
not
and
a
let them play.
5th-tier team.
And
Come
you
on.
can't and you can't see that out. But I'm supposed to come in. I'm supposed to sit in groups and talk about football and be like, oh, you know, we're in 5 competitions and we're still battling on our front. And there's something going on. I think Pep is the problem, man. Pep is the main reason behind everything. Pep is either leaving or this guy just losing it. There's no way you lose to the, bro. Embarrassment at the Manchester Derby. 2-3 days later.
Respectfully,
Embarrassment, bro.
Respectfully, but that's not analysis.
People want to come
Very respectfully.
I want to talk about the tactics, man. This shit is embarrassing, bro.
No, calm down. It is
No,
embarrassing. It is
no
embarrassing.
excuse.
Okay,
I'm not
let
sitting,
him
bro.
land.
I hear y'all talking about
him
Max Lane and this, bro. Pep did the same thing to Simpson Pusey, you know, a year ago, exactly a year ago around this time. Just throw Simpson Pusey out in the wild. Now the kid lose his career.
why did he lose his career?
You know, I didn't want to cuss, you know. Because right now, I ain't even know football tactical talk right now. You understand what I'm saying? Because this guy is stressing me out, fam. Nobody don't want to say. People talking about, oh, it's just football. I ain't no football, fam. I'm a Manchester City fan. I don't like to lose. When you're losing like this, bro, I can't defend you. The entire last year, bro, nobody defended Pep like me. I defend Pep the most last year, you know, bro. When everybody going at him, I'm the only one standing up and defending. I'm like, y'all crazy.
You weren't the only one.
Pep Guardiola, bro. He get a bad year because of what he did. But then you come back with the same thing after spending over $500 million. I'm supposed to find excuse for you to be Bodo.
I don't know how us as City fans throw the $500 million in our club manager's face. I don't get how you support the club. Oh my goodness!
I can't do it. Come on, fam.
I hear you. I hear you, Mike.
Even if you're coming from Watford is a higher level to these guys. We are supposed to be capitulating like this.
Yeah, I hear you, Mike. I hear you.
But, give me a second. Let me take a breather.
Yeah. No, go. Prophet. I need to bring on Prophet because we're nearly at the end of the show. We've got 10 minutes left. Prophet, are you there? Prophet's not there. Victor. Yeah. Just back into my question. Why do you think he's not? Obviously, he's not been adding an extra protection in midfield, considering like the depleted back line that we have right now.
I'm honest. I can't answer that. I don't know if he thinks he can get the coverage with the 8s that are playing the position, and they could probably read the threats and adjust to it. I don't know if he thinks that the team's going to have to.
Because even Rodri's struggling.
Yeah, but I think Rodri's gonna struggle depending on how the game unfolds. Not just him playing lone 6. I think depending on how we are wasteful or not in possession is going to make life incredibly difficult for him. Like when we have an opportunity to maybe have a double pivot, funny enough, I'm not accusing you, Mateus, but when Bernardo's on that pitch, he's usually in there to assist throughout the game with that. Wait, you're shaking your head like no.
Okay.
Why is that a no? Why is that a no? No. Go ahead.
Right. Because he's there. He will be next to the holding midfielder when we have the ball. But when we don't have the ball, he's pressing high up. And that's not on Bernardo. That's the instruction coming from the manager.
Yes. Because we but again, why does he press high? What's the issue? What's the issue that we currently have? Why we need that additional pressure up high?
Because the players that we got up front, they don't press.
So there's a compensation on, do I prevent the danger early or do I try and withstand the attack that is going to be coming my way? Again, I don't know the answers.
I would withstand the attacking coming my way because
I hear you.
If I go over commit and we don't win that ball, then I'm let me defense down.
Yes, but again, we don't see that every game though. We don't see a 2-man high press to try and we don't see that every time, right? So I think again, when people say why is Pep doing the same thing, I don't see him doing the same thing all the time. Now, result-wise, we're getting poor results.
My main concern is why are we pressing so high up the pitch when we know, you and I, even Pep knows that Haaland doesn't press. Doku does not press. You've got 2 players in that front line that they do not press. So you're down to 2. Why are you asking them to? If you take Bernardo out that midfield and ask him to go and help the press, and them 2 are not running back because Bernardo Silva always runs back.
Yeah.
But them 2 that don't press, they never run back.
Yeah.
So that's a suicide.
Yeah, but when it comes down to what is he trying to do, we don't.
But that's not on Pep, by the way. That's on the players more than Pep.
I'll always say it's a combination of the two. Because again, there's success that Pep has achieved as manager. There's failures that he's achieved. It also goes hand in hand because we'll have moments of players having bozo moments, and we'll have moments of players having moments of brilliance. So it's a balance. What I'm trying to say is, Pep and what he's trying to tinker and figure out will have its drawbacks. Will have us scratching our heads like, why aren't you just reverting back to type on when we had the success? The reason why, and Professor left, I brought up Chelsea is because he made mention, why did you go from having O'Reilly play in the midfield versus Newcastle and then you had him on the bench versus Chelsea? But when he came onto the pitch versus Chelsea, he went straight to left back. Ake came centrally, and we didn't even look that much better either. So it's one of those things where the manager is trying to see, what can my players do? Someone criticized in the show earlier, Pep, just play the players in their position. Just whatever they're designed to do, just have them. Okay, if that was the case, we would never seen O'Reilly at left back. We would have never seen it. If that was the case, we would have never seen Matheus Nunes give us a really good shift where we're missing this guy now, where we're saying our right back is an issue because he's not there. So,
but right now, with the absence of Nico Gonzalez, would you rather see O'Reilly in midfield alongside Rodri or left back?
It depends on the competition. But if it's strong competition, like what I saw versus
let's say we're playing,
what I saw versus Newcastle
or Liverpool away.
I don't know if I'm going to want to. I also, again, defensively, I trust O'Reilly as my better defensive left back only because of recency and what I've seen. Obviously, Nori needs to show us because we haven't, in my opinion, we haven't seen enough of it. But if I'm going to trust my left back against one of the most dangerous right wingers, I think I'm going to lean that way and maybe have a different combination in the midfield. But to go back to what you're saying, I think the trying to figure out what these guys can and cannot do is going. When you mentioned earlier about the press, and I got to drop as well. When you mentioned about the press,
we're gonna end up
Semenyo can do what we're not seeing on that right wing from a pressing standpoint, right? If Pep's going to choose to do this, and again, if everyone's saying Semenyo needs to be on the left, well, we're gonna have way too many players that need to be on the left because it's gonna be him, Marmoush, and Doku. But I think if he's going to ask, if we're going to see a combination of, and again, maybe not his ideal side, but if we see Marmoush on that left, we see Semenyo on that right, I think we get the attacking pressers that overcompensate for what Holland doesn't quite give us. And then if we want to go with the double pivot of Bernardo and Rodri, we can maybe get away with that. Or maybe
Bernardo.
we even...
You like Bernardo too much.
I like my players too much. Yeah, I'm one of those.
No, Bernardo. Just Bernardo.
My player. No, I like all my players, not just Bernardo. Don't do that, Matheus. But when it comes down to how we might see things change, that might be how Pep does it. And I just want to see. That's why I said the next 4 games, I'm going to be incredibly critical.
No. Yeah, big up everyone. We've done an hour and 45 minutes. Give us a shout, man. Where that people can find you, Vactor?
Listen, y'all can find me easy. You go into YouTube, you type in Vader Games TV. Accents, I got no problem. You say my name. You say my name however you like it. But
Vader Games.
You go to Vader Games. I do a show every Sunday. This Sunday will be Game Week 23. It's going to be CIA, Intelligent Agendas. I send out the link. And future-wise, I'm going to do a call-in show. So subscribe.
There's 193 people watching. Make sure you subscribe and check out his channel. Alfie, what you got coming up, man? Where people can find you?
Yeah, I've been dead for about a month, but I am going to start doing YouTube again around February. I've been a bit absent recently on YouTube, but I'm probably coming back with the Anfield game. You can find me on Alfred Vaker. It's just my name. I might change my channel name at some point. I can't lie. Nobody knows how to spell Alfred Vaker.
No, thanks very much for your time, man, and thanks very much for your time as well, Vater. And big up Prophet as well, and Mike's, big up yourself, and it is what it is. Hopefully we can get a win against Wolves. There'll be a show. I think
must win.
If we lose, then there's an emergency meeting straight after.
If we lose, 24-hour stream, absolutely.
Man, big up everyone in the chat as well. Big up the community. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon, man. See you soon. Take care.